Hey, what's going on, everybody? Christopher Mabry here from the Die Hard Football Podcast, and welcome to another episode of the DFP here on YouTube. If you like all things football from the NFL, Canadian football, and indoor football leagues, please subscribe to the Die Hard Football Podcast YouTube page as well as the Twitch page. New content will come out there as well this year. But without further ado, let's begin with the Indoor Football League. The IFL's 2024 season has hit 10 weeks of the season, 9 more weeks to go until the postseason, but things are slowly coming into focus as we take a look at the standings so far in the IFL and some headlines for you as well. So, if you're not familiar, there are two conferences, each with 8 teams, so a total of 16 teams. The top 4 teams will advance to the playoffs, 1 through 4 seeds. The first and second seeds will host the third and 4 seeds. So you want to be in that top 2 seeding in each conference in order to have a better chance at making it to the championship game in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Dollar Loan Center. So in the Eastern Conference, just running down the teams first before we look at the placements in each. Frisco Fighters, Green Bay Blizzard, Massachusetts Pirates, the Quad City Steamwheelers, the Tulsa Oilers, Iowa Barnstormers, Sioux Falls Storm, and the Jacksonville Sharks. If some of those teams sound familiar, they must be to you. Green Bay Blizzard were longtime members of the AF2 back in the day, and they also have been longtime members of the IFL. They haven't been to the IFL playoffs since 2019. Frisco Fighters have been making it to the playoffs every year. They have been around since 2020 or 2021, which was their first official year of playing. Massachusetts Pirates were longtime members of the National Arena League before making the jump to the IFL. Quad City Steamwheelers were also part of the AF2 membership back in the day for Arena Football League. Tulsa Oilers are in their second year of existence. First year was last year. Didn't do too well last year, but they are slowly in the mix, holding the spot of number 5. Uh, Sioux Falls Storm have won many championships in the IFL. They're kind of hitting a snag due to a loss of quarterback and head coach this year. And the Jacksonville Sharks were in the National Arena League last year, won it all there. They've been in that league for a couple years. We're also longtime members of the Arena Football League back in the 2010s through 2016 years. They're not doing too well, holding at number 7. Uh, and with ties, it goes to the conference records. So you have Frisco and Green Bay tied at 1 and 2 or 6 and 2. You got looks like Green Bay holding the top spot, even though it shows second place, just based on conference record. But you got conference percentage at 800, whereas Green Bay is 750, so that's where they're going with. Then you have Massachusetts holding it at number 3, and Quad Cities at number 4. Massachusetts Pirates at 5 and 2. 4 and 4 is your Quad City Steamwheelers. Heading into the Western Conference for this IFL 2024 season. The Bay Area Panthers, Vegas Nighthawks, San Diego Strike Force, Northern Arizona Wranglers, the San Antonio Gunslingers, Arizona Rattlers, Tucson Sugar Skulls, and the Duke City Gladiators. Duke City Gladiators are currently sitting at 0-7. Doesn't look like they're going to make the playoffs. I mean, they would have to win out to maybe have a chance. However, they are 0-6. That could be kind of tricky. Longtime members of the Champions Indoor Football League, they are no longer around, but they're longtime members of that league. Tucson Sugar Schools are also part of this IFL. Their expansion team in 2017, 2-5 record right now. Doesn't seem like they're making the playoffs as well. 2-5 also in the conference. So it's pretty much been conference opponents for Tucson. That's probably why. Arizona Rattlers, you know them from the AFL, the Arena Football League. 2017, I want to say they made the jump from the AFL to the IFL, and in their first year won a championship. Haven't been back in a while, but who knows? Anything can happen. They are in the 6th spot. At number 5, you got the San Antonio Gunslingers, another team I believe was part of the CIF and then made the jump. They kind of started out rocky. Right now they're at 4-4. He's sitting at 500, same as the Rattlers, which is not a bad position. It's an okay position. Uh, they have a 0.400 win percentage in the conference, where .333 for Arizona in the conference win percentage. Your top 3 teams: Bay Area Panthers. Marshawn Lynch's cousin was part of that for a while. I don't know if he's there right now, but they're sitting atop at 7-1. Same thing with the Vegas Nighthawks. Now, what is interesting about Vegas is that they are owned by the Vegas Golden Knights hockey team in the NHL. Same thing with the Dallas Stars, where they're owned, or they own a little bit of the Frisco Fighters. Those 2 teams are sitting at 1-2 with the 7-1 record. However, based on winning percentage in the conference, that goes to the Bay Area Panthers with a 6-1 record and .857 win percentage. At number 3, you got the San Diego Strike Force. Been an on and off team for a while. Didn't play for a couple years when COVID was around. When it was safe to return back to play, the area of San Diego could not. They put in COVID restrictions, and just last year or the year before, uh, decided to, finally make a comeback. Then you have the Northern Arizona Wranglers. They are sitting in the 4th spot, 5-3 record, 4-3 in the conference. They are your defending champions in the IFL, winning it all against the Bay Area Panthers in an epic game at the Dollar Loan Center for the IFL National Championship game. Now let's move on to some, I guess, storylines, if you want to call them that. So, here are some storylines to think about with just a handful of teams. We're not going to talk about every team, just a handful. The Bay Area Panthers are soaring. The Panthers have been the surprise of the season, sitting atop the Western Conference with a 7-1 record led by quarterback Jordan Tom. As for the Vegas Nighthawks, they are perfect. The Nighthawks are the only undefeated team remaining in the league with a 7-0 record and a high-powered offense led by quarterback Jerome Johnson. Okay, that's partly true. They're not undefeated right now. We just went over that. They are actually 7-1. So they did have a loss on the regular season. That is kind of incorrect. But one thing is for sure, they are definitely led by their quarterback. Green Bay Blizzard is definitely on the rise after a slow start, which, to be honest, they always have a slow start. The Blizzard have won 6 of their last 7 games and are now in second place in the Eastern Conference. The Sioux Falls Storm are finding offensive rhythm under new quarterback Lorenzo Brown Jr. The Storm have begun to find their offensive rhythm despite defensive challenges. Yeah, in order to be a good offense, you have to have a really good defense and vice versa. I'm not sure if the Storm can bounce back from their struggles, but we do have 9 weeks to go in the regular season. And one note to go over, it's a 19-week regular season, and each team has 3 byes, so each team plays 16 games. Don't do that, NFL. Please don't do that. Let's see. The San Antonio Gunslingers offense potent. Defense is struggling. The Gunslingers have a high-powered offense, but their defense has been a liability, leading to a mixed record. I could agree with that. I mean, jumping over from one week to the next is very hard, and especially if you're a newer team, because this is only their third year of being a high-scoring pro team. Jacksonville Sharks and Tucson Sugar Skulls struggling. Both teams have had difficulties, with the Sharks losing or looking to improve their defense, and the Sugar Skulls hoping to find more consistency. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, Jacksonville was looked at one of the top teams that would make the jump. They were a champion last year in the National Arena League, and right now, it's looking like it's going to be a struggle. But when you are an expansion team or a team relocating from a new area or new league, the first year is always going to be the hardest. So I think a lot of fans will give them a pass this year. Now, as far as the rest of the years, I don't know. And as for the Sugar Skulls, they did let go their coach, Dixie Wooden, last year, and now they have a whole new coach. So that's going to be an interesting situation. I don't think after 1 year you just let go of your coach. But it is the indoor football league. Teams come and go, coaches come and go. It's to help the next step of trying to get to the NFL or maybe the CFL and then the NFL. Who knows? So with that, hope you guys enjoyed this mid-season breakdown of the indoor football league. I'll try to do more of these, more NFL content as well. please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That will be great. And also, if you feel like it, please do. Leave your comment of which IFL team you root for this season and who do you think will win it all in 2024. With that, hope everyone has a great week. Enjoy this week's IFL games for week 11. With that, enjoy some football.